Welcome to the Awesome Pod Mix. You are listening to Abby. The idea behind this podcast was to talk about how certain movies and TV shows made me feel when I watched them for the very first time. A reputed filmmaker once said, "When a piece of art invokes a similar feeling amidst a large audience, it's the triumph of the filmmaker." That's the magic of cinema. I love the magic of cinema. Today, I'll be talking about the first episode of Marvel Studios' Miss Marvel. Whether Marvel creates movies or TV shows, they are all cinematic. This episode's title is Generation Y, written by B-Carelli and directed by Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah. It's the third series to have a Kevin Feige production credit after Hawkeye and Moon Knight. Marvel Studios' title sequence begins. Doctor Strange's hand gesture of uncloaking Gargantos from Multiverse of Madness is added to the sequence in place of Doctor Strange from Infinity War. Moon Knight is added to the Marvel Studios' title sequence toward the end after Hawkeye. It's in the same spot where Shang-Chi used to appear. It doesn't have Eternals assembling in the title sequence either. Kamala Khan is introduced fangirling and defending Captain Marvel regarding the events of Endgame battle. Scott Lang has a podcast titled Big Me Little Me, wherein he divulges all the little details of the battles that he's been a part of. Kamala believes that Thor is secretly a gamer. He sure is, Kamala. He sure is. So Kamala has a YouTube channel called Sloth Baby Productions and she hardly has 2 subscribers. Not many views on the videos either. So I have something common with Scott Lang because I do a podcast, and I have something common with Miss Marvel because I don't have many subscribers either. You can see Bruno Corelli's comment on the video saying, "No idea who made this amazing page, but wow, chills." I'm sure he didn't say it as dramatically as I did. Bruno is lying here because he's Kamala's best friend. There's a comment from Nakia as well, who also happens to be Kamala's friend. And my friends don't even extend me the courtesy of subscribing to my podcast, let alone leaving some supportive comments. Kamala is late for her driver's license test in Jersey City. She crashes her car into the instructor's car during her test. Miss Marvel title sequence begins. The song O Nanba from the movie Linga plays in the background. Nanba means friend or dude in Tamil. After the sequence, Kamala's parents argue with the instructor. Kamala's father, Yusuf Khan, says, "Chodo ji," which means just let it go. Muneeba Khan, Kamala's mother, calls the instructor Kamina Kahika, which is an expression to say that the person is a villain of the highest degree. It's uncalled for. He didn't do anything. He just failed Kamala in the test because she crashed the car. Kamala's mother describes that she comes from a long line of fantasizing, unrealistic daydreamers, just like her mother. I'm sure there's some superhero origin story about Kamala's maternal grandmother. At Coles Academic High School, the placard is a dedication to all the artists and the creator of Miss Marvel. Kamala feels like a misfit. She meets Bruno, her best friend, the same person whose comment we saw on one of her videos. "We don't talk about Bruno, no. Silencio, Bruno." When Kamala accompanies her mother for her brother's wedding shopping, the song Coco Karina sung by Ahmed Rushdie plays in the background. At the clothes store, a lady comes in and asks if her clothes are ready. She is Aunt Ruby. She starts to gossip about Fatima's broken engagement with Kamala's mother Muneeba. That's how typical aunties behave. It's appalling, but true. Kamala is glad to learn that Fatima wants to discover herself, so she decided to travel the world. At the Khan residence, when Bruno showcases how Zuzu works, he mentions he's integrated the language Urdu so that the software is able to understand and serve them better. Okay, that's nice, but hang on just a second. No one says batti kholo. We say light on karo. If we have to go really desi, then we might say batti chalu karo, not batti kholo, because that sounds like an instruction to change the bulb. Kamala's maternal grandmother sends in a care package for the brother's wedding. Muneeba asks Amir to put it in the attic. It contains a mystic band, but Muneeba calls it junk and wants to put it away instantly. When Kamala seeks permission to go to the AvengersCon, Yusuf says, "TV rokna, I mean, nobody says TV rokna. We say pause it or band karo, which means switch off the television. Kamala is right when she points out her parents' double standards. A guy doesn't even need to seek permission for something like AvengersCon. For them, permission is just a formality. If they decide to seek permission, they'll most definitely get the permission. We, women, girls, and people who identify as girls and women do not get any sort of permission. Sweet Mother of God, don't even get me started. We do not get permission. Ever, ever. The whole scene of Big Hulk, Little Hulk was embarrassing and sort of heartbreaking. Kamala does realize that she hurt her parents. But her parents leave no stone unturned to make her feel guilty. Classic emotional blackmail. Although the whole Big Hulk, Little Hulk is coming soon to Disney+. It's titled She-Hulk Attorney at Law, streaming from 17th August. I can't believe I'm promoting one Disney Plus show within another Disney Plus show. My observation is Bruno likes Kamala because he goes out of his way to paint a Captain Marvel costume at his shop, Circle Q, and even make Photon gloves for her. The gloves are marked under the name B-Carelli Corp. I think this detail is essential and will come into use later. Kamala takes her maternal grandmother's band along to add the final flourish to her Captain Marvel costume. Her plan to get to AvengersCon is really naive, but the animation and the graphic choice is top-notch. On her way to the AvengersCon, she loses her bike. AvengersCon is being held at Camp Lehigh, the birthplace of Captain America. I love that Bruno dresses up as Bruce Banner. Kamala also loses the Photon gloves, and when she sports her grandma's band, her body is covered by an energy shield. Kamala causes a bit of unrest due to her new powers, but she saves Zoe, also cosplaying as Captain Marvel. Kamala is very late. When she gets back home, her mother is waiting for her in the dark. Kamala's mother gives Kamala an earful about sneaking out to AvengersCon. It's quite the guilt trip, but she also wants Kamala to focus on herself. I love the design and graphic choice for Miss Marvel, but I am not kicked about the music choices. It could have been much better. The rap playing during the end credits sequence is Eva B's Rosie. I am more than glad that Arjun Bhasin has designed the costumes for the show. Mid-credit scene. Spider-Man No Way Home's Agent Cleary and Agent Deever of the DODC, the Department of Damage Control, have too much free time on their hands. They want to bring in a kid who cosplayed at AvengersCon and interrogate them. The Photon gloves are going to give them a lead, which is going to lead to Bruno and then Kamala. Here's a lead for you. You can listen to the Awesome Pod Mix and subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. If you like what I'm doing, I'll soon be launching the Awesome Pod Mix page on Patreon, and you can support me there. Thanks for listening.